Okie dokie. So, we have been looking as a staff group at giving our students ongoing challenges and keeping up to date with the developments in teaching in classical ballet. We teach the British Ballet Organisation syllabus. It's all I have taught as far as ballet goes. It's the syllabus that I did all the way through to my teaching certificate. The same with Miss Ange, Miss Kate, Miss Francesca was a BBO examiner. Miss Kathy's taught BBO forever as well. It's what we grew up with. It's what we grew up with. It's what we know. It's what we love. However, it's not as progressive as we would like it to be as far as moving forward with technique. The same exercises that you guys are doing are the same exercises that I did when I did the exam. And we have been looking for something that is a little bit more challenging and a little bit more progressive and gets updated, because classical ballet technique has changed so much throughout even just the last decade. And so we've been looking to keep up to date with that so that we can make sure that we're giving our kids the most that we can. We've been looking for something progressive and exciting, something that gave scope for extension for our students, an organisation that valued professional development, that was created by people working in the dance industry, that kept updated, that had beautiful music, that had scope for other genres, that was technical and fresh and vibrant and taught throughout the world. And I'm very excited to tell you that we found it. We will be leaving the British Ballet Organisation as far as our syllabus goes at the end of this year. We've had outstanding examination results this year, our best ever, and we'll be moving to the Australian Teachers of Dancing, and I'm very, very excited to be able to tell you that finally, because it's been a long process and I'm very excited about it. So let me hit the logo for you. Oh! So, ATOD for short, the Australian Teachers of Dancing. I would like to introduce you now to Karen Malik. She's the President of the Australian Teachers of Dancing. She's given up time in her incredibly busy schedule to fly to Port Macquarie today to support me and to support our staff and to speak to you about the syllabus and to answer any questions that you might have. Karen is a highly respected and well-known teacher, examiner, adjudicator and a leader in dance education in Australia. She's the patron of the Victorian Dance Festival. She's the Director of Transit Dance in Melbourne. She's the President of the Australian Teachers of Dancing. She is a mentor to me, an advisor, a like-minded professional. I'm so glad to have her here in my hometown. We met on a cold, rainy day in a cafe in Christchurch in 2008, and from that moment I knew that she was going to be somebody that I would look up to and respect, and I would love you to give her a big Port Macquarie welcome. Please welcome Karen.
Thank you very much. What a lovely welcome. I am all those things, but I'm also just a girl from the country, just like all of you girls, and there's probably boys in the audience too. I grew up in the Latrobe Valley in country Victoria and moved to Melbourne about 20 years ago, a little bit more now, to allow our son to go to the College of Arts. We didn't want to board him in a hostel at 12, so we made the move and haven't looked back really. So I am proof that you can work in an industry that you love. I pinch myself every day. So thank you very much for inviting me. We're very excited to have Stacey on board. The Australian Teachers of Dancing came into being in 1991. Prior to that, we were with the Society of Australian Teachers of Dancing for 50 plus years before that. And that organisation came under the umbrella of a ballroom branch as well as a stage branch. And whenever we asked for money from the board, they would never give it to us. And we really wanted to start scholarships. So in the end, we just said, we're leaving. And we started the Australian Teachers of Dancing. And in 1992, we started state scholarships. And in 1993, we started the Australasian scholarships. And we now gift close to $100,000 a year in scholarships and bursaries, which we're very excited about. The Australian Teachers of Dancing is a registered training organisation with the Australian Government, And that means that we can have all the national qualifications on our scope. And so we offer things like Certificate 3 in junior teaching, trainee teaching, student teachers, Cert 4 in dance teaching and management, Diploma of Dance Teaching and Management, Cert 1, 2, 3 and 4 in dance, musical theatre. There's lots of different qualifications on our scope. We're also a not-for-profit, so any profits that we do make go back into updating all our various syllabi. And the classical ballet syllabi is something that's very close to my heart. I grew up with a teacher in the country who trained many students who went on to amazing careers in classical ballet. But she also taught theatrical as well. The syllabus, from my memory, has been updated 3 times, but ATOD now have a policy of updating its syllabus every 7 years. The most recent update of the ballet syllabus, we commissioned Mark Pace, who is a professor of dance in France. He's an Aussie who went to the Australian Ballet School and was taken into the company by Maynard Gielgud in his 2nd year of training, which is practically unheard of. And he's had an amazing career in Europe. And he was home helping his teacher who had a back injury. And because his mother was getting elderly, he wanted to spend some time with her. And I asked him if he would come on board. I wanted to make sure that the boys' work was up to the minute. And he was so honoured and took the syllabus and just went for it. And it's just evolved. It always was beautiful, but it's even more beautiful now. The music was played by Gary Dionysius, who plays for the Queensland Ballet. So the music is delightful. I would like to share with you, though, that classical ballet training, any syllabus, is only as good as the teacher who teaches it. They either have extraordinary knowledge or they don't. You know, some dance teachers are perhaps more theatrically trained than classically, but I know without a shadow of a doubt that Stacey has been taught by the best and your children are being taught by the best, and I think you're very, very fortunate to have the calibre of teachers here, and I know that they will take the syllabus and teach it so beautifully. So we're very thrilled to have your school on board and teaching our work.